Chapter 3: The Islands West of Sumatra. Part 3: Enggano. Economic life. Houses. The villages. The villages consist of from 6 to 90 houses, placed irregularly over the town limits. The shape of these houses is the most peculiar thing to be seen on the island. They are circular in construction, about 3 feet in diameter, and rest on ironwood piles 6 to 20 feet in height from the ground. The floors are made of planks. The walls run sloping to the roof and are made of wood or bamboo. The roof is woven from rotten leaves. A wooden image of person or bird is placed on some of the roofs. The house is entered by means of a notched ladder pole, the entrance being an elliptical hole in the wall just big enough to crawl to. The interior of the house is not divided into rooms. There is no other opening, so the interior would be dark were it not for the fire. The smoke attempts to escape through the doorway unless this is shut with rotten leaves. There is no furniture excepting woven pandanus sleeping mats. Skulls of pigs and seaweed cats adorn the walls. Only adult men and women sleep in these high houses. The older members of the family spend the night in huts and shelters less carefully built. Each village also has a four-cornered communal house kadiofe, which is built on piles, lacks walls, but has a rotten roof. This serves as reception hall and place of recreation. Affairs of, affairs of government are discussed in this house. Heineggerden regards the roundhouse as the oldest type in Indonesia. The most ancient form of the roundhouse is built level to the ground. This kind is found in Timor and perhaps predates Malaysian influence. The Andamanese also have a roundhouse built on the ground, but it is constructed to accommodate more than one family. More common than the ground level roundhouse is the pile roundhouse. This dwelling is a mixture of the original roundhouse and the Enggano. In this is what This dwelling is a mixture of the original roundhouse and the later Malaysian pile house. This found in parts of Timor, in Engano, on the Nicobars, and as a young man's house in West Borneo. The oval houses of North Nias are modified from this form. The more modern and more prevalent house form in Indonesia is four-cornered with semicircular or oval pointed roof. The tree house likewise occurs in Sumatra, the Philippines, and in the Moluccas. It is most likely that the Engano house is built at the Great Hague in substitution for actual tree dwellings. Food. The food of the people consists of taro, coconuts, yams, bananas, birds, mashed fish, and when they are lucky, white boar. The domestic pig is eaten only at feast, and chickens are said to be of recent importation. The only drink is coconut water, and this when coconuts are convenient. Ordinary water is partaken of with aversion. Taro and bananas are obtained from dry fields which are cultivated in the neighborhood of the villages. The natives have a great distaste for salt and originally threw away all food offered them by traders which tasted by of salt. In 1771, they did not know the use of rice, but by 1840 they had learned to buy rice from the Malays and cook it themselves. In 1854, the people still had an aversion to siri chewing and tobacco smoking, but by 1868, both men and women were inveterate smokers. The people also acquired the use of the palm wine. The Enganos cooked the animals which they killed in the hut by burning off the hair of wool. The body then is cut open the intestines removed, and the flesh boiled or rather burnt over an open coal fire. Taro and yams are cooked in bamboos as in Mentawei. Small fish are eaten raw, but larger seafood is boiled over a fire. Fire was made by drilling one piece of wood into another. It is said that it took 4 men to perform this operation. The pig and the dog formerly were the only domestic animals. The people take a special care of the pig, shut it up at night in a sty, and keep it well fed and clean. In the daytime, domestic pigs the, wander around with the wild pigs and can be distinguished only by their cropped ears. The woman suckle the young pigs as well as puppies. Every dog is named. In hunting the wild bear, the the Engganis use big nets which are spread out in the jungle and into which the dogs drive the quail. The boar then are speared to death. Fishing with hook and line is unknown. The people fish at low tide on the reefs and make use of the imported throwing nets and pointed harpoons. At the present time, the barbs are of iron. Birds are caught with nets and snared on the trees with lime. The crocodile never is killed. On the contrary, it is held in highest honor. Clothing and decoration. Men as well as women went almost entirely naked. The habit of going naked is unusual for Southeastern Asia, but is still practiced by certain Naga in some villages for men, in others for men. At ordinary times, the men wear entirely naked or wore yellow sleeve jackets made of taba, but these jackets were worn solely for the hunt. The only daily clothing of the woman was a strip of tapa cloth the size of the palm of the hand, which was tied on a string bound around their waist. In field work and in fishing, the women wore clothing made from, finely shaded banana leaves. At fish, the women wore vests of tapa, as did the men. In going out of doors, the men commonly wore headdresses of tapa or fresh leaves as protection from the sun. The fewer the clothing a primitive people wears, the more as a rule do they decorate themselves. This is especially true of the Engganis, who utilize external decorations and not tattooing. The decorations are assumed for fish and not for daily life. The men have had decorations of broad strips of bark lined with white coral. They also wear strips of bark around their arms and necks, to which mother of pearl is attached as stomach bands decorated with coral. The stomach bands are solely for decoration and do not cover the genitals. The women at the feast wear special headdresses made from wood, on which the human images or the heads of human beings, or perhaps birds, are carved. On the upper sides of the heads holes are points to permit the insertion of flowers and twigs. Furthermore, the women wear neck and armbands lined with silk and beads, and wear eloquent stomach decorations of back bands with white beads. They also hang they also hang large seashells around their necks which serve as combs. Both men and women are fond of sticking twigs and flowers in their ears. The native extend their ear globes, as in Nias. Earrings are made of wood or in modern times a tin foil of buffalo horn. Flowers or feathers are inserted in the rings. The gnawing out of the incisor teeth of the woman takes place before marriage. There is no feeling of blackening of the teeth of either sex. Weapons and artifacts. Spears appear to have been the original fighting weapons of the Engganis. They are about 6 feet in length and are made of nimong or other variety of hardwood. Some of the lenses have sharp bamboo points, and fish bones or shark teeth are attached to these. In this respect, the lenses resemble those of Micronesia and Polynesia rather than those of Indonesia. The more recent spears have imported copper of iron points. For defense, the Engano use shields about 6 feet high and 3 feet in width. The shields are stuck into the ground by the lower prongs, and using them as protection, the warriors throw their spears. The women of Engano have the reputation of Amazons. It is recorded that the wives, armed with long cube clubs, sometimes followed their husband to war, and when the fight was going against their men attempted to strike away the shields of their opponents. They also used spears with barbed hooks for this purpose. An early traveler Hanban 1592 claimed to have seen the natives of Engano hunting with bow and arrow. In the word list of Ranas, the word pieko indicates bow. As well, there is no mention made of this weapon, and the natives themselves deny any knowledge of it. Its use therefore evidently was at least limited, and its disappearance early. Through made the Enganos have come into knowledge of other weapons and utensils, such as picks, knives, and axes. These were already in abundance in the island before 1840. The natives broke in the knives and then decorated the handles with their own designs. Although the Enganes were constantly at war with one another, the fighting was never serious due to the smallness of the groups involved and the rules of warfare. The two sides remained at some distance, and if a member of one side was wounded by a thrown spear, the members of the party fled. Occasionally, a man was killed in this manner. Sometimes, however, a warrior put leaves on his back and had a sign that he would never flee but would fight to the death. The causes of head hunting are not known, but this was the custom either in wars or private fights. The wife of the chief wore special festive clothing which had human nails on it. Every man of the tribe who killed or injured an enemy gave the woman a string of birds with an nail attached to be placed on this rope. This rope was called Ulu Chawahe, the small name, the same name as the used for the kisses with human heads on their handles. The latter were worn by women suspended as necklaces. The heads of enemies were at one time kept under the houses and perhaps in the communal house. When the first Chinese merchants arrived, however, they persuaded the Enganis that the heads brought sickness to the villages, for they feared that they themselves might lose their heads. So the natives threw the trophies into the jungle and ceased taking new ones. The boats used by the Enganis are simple dugouts with double outriggers. The prows were carved in the likeness of human forms, but bird figures are used at the present time. When a new boat is placed in the water, there is a great feast. The people make use of rotten baskets besides the pottery and stone pedestals, while they scare in bamboos and coconut shell bottles. The only musical instrument the only musical instruments known are the Jew's harp and the Norse flute, the former being of Mali importation. The women dance at the time of a feast. They take each other by the hand and form a ring. When they dance, they move their shoulders and the upper portions of their bodies to the sound of song and the Norse flute. At that, at that feast, both men and women sing and slowly sway their bodies from side to side.